Hello there, I'm Lloyd Evans.
Lloyd Evans is, undoubtedly, the most influential Exjw activist on YouTube. Whenever someone wakes up from the religion, it's most likely that the first apostate video they stumble upon is one from the Lloyd Evans channel. With over 100,000 subscribers, Lloyd has been the face of the Exjw community for over 10 years now. But things are changing. As Lloyd recently pointed out in his video, he has had to downgrade his production, and it seems that for the meantime, he won't be producing any more rebuttals.
By the way guys, great job on that.
But what went wrong? And before you go down in the comments and type out,
"Hey Panda, is this another Lloyd Evans dissing video?"
Stop right there, dear viewer. It's not. Frankly, Lloyd Evans' personal life is not that interesting. Sorry. And it's been covered to death already. So instead, what I'm going to be focusing on is Lloyd's content. What made it so good to begin with, and why I think his viewer share has declined over the years. And spoiler alert, it's not because of the scandal. All of this is my opinion, of course, but hopefully you also get to learn a bit of behind the scenes of making Exjw content and my thoughts on where the Exjw community is heading towards now. We're gonna have a lot of fun, so hold on tight. Lloyd Evans launched his YouTube activism with humble means. I mean, he was just a dude with a crappy camera and a mic setup, recording in a basement. You know how all of us started?
Increasing light, new light is a total sham and a hoax.
In these amateur videos, Lloyd would systematically debunk some cornerstone Watchtower doctrines like the New Light Doctrine and the Faithful Slave Doctrine, and to do so he would use Watchtower's own publications. Some of these early videos still stand strong. Lloyd would also cover several scandals rocking Watchtower at that point, like the infamous Candice Conti court cases. Remember, this was a time without many Exjw activists, so these videos were huge. And before JW broadcasting was even a thing, Lloyd would publish recordings of governing body members saying outrageous things in district conventions. That's where we get the famous Toni Morris rants against tight pants. And that one time Samuel Hurt said that a woman had to subject to a man because her brain was smaller. I kid you not. Interwoven among the leaks were several lifestyle blogs regarding Lloyd's personal life and him responding to questions from his readers. But these were mostly wholesome videos that showed everyone that happiness was attainable after leaving the Watchtower.
What the dog doing?
Lloyd would also direct the JW Watch website, where along other activists like Mark O'Donnell, they would analyze certain news coming out of Watchtower in a very professional fashion. Aside from activist work and rebuttals, Lloyd also started conducting interviews with both ex-JWs and never JWs, and these were great because you got to hear the very personal stories of other people who had left the faith, something essential when you're leaving the Watchtower. But Lloyd's biggest strength came from his extensive research abilities. He amassed a wide collection of outdated Watchtower literature, which he was able to grab and expose at a moment's notice.
Today we'll be reading the book You May Survive Armageddon Into God's New World, which was published in 1955.
Lloyd knew that the best way to debunk Watchtower dogma was to use their own publications against them. And yeah, those publications had a damning array of nonsense ranging from anti-Semitic remarks to failed prophecies and outright racist illustrations. Lloyd's rebuttals showed the exiting Jehovah's Witness that there was nothing to fear, that Watchtower was just as man-made as any other organization on the planet. This was Lloyd at his best. He was not a loud, toxic apostate. He didn't fit the image of what the organization thinks apostates are like. Lloyd was calm, collected, he rarely cursed, and very well versed in Watchtower material. But he also wasn't afraid to get silly every now and then, especially when he got his hands on the more outlandish leaks. A Bethel training video warning on the dangers of masturbation.
Commonly resulting in an orgasm.
A governing body member caught buying a shitload of scotch. Those god-awful bunker videos. Even before Watchtower released their silly propaganda, Lloyd would already be working on a rebuttal. This guy was on fire. Most of his videos were getting tens of thousands of views. He started working with more activists, Amber Scora, James Penton, Paul Grundy, yeah, the Paul Grundy behind the JW Facts website. And once Lloyd upgraded his studio to the bunker, he started answering voicemails left by his viewers. Lloyd kept making more videos, kept interviewing more cult survivors, more scientists and psychologists, and at one point was even interviewed by the BBC. This guy was the face of the Exjw community. But what happened? Well, beginning in October of 2022, Lloyd introduced a food item that would change the pacing of his channel forever: the rebuttal sushi. These were snippet versions of his rebuttals, focusing on a specific topic. So for every full broadcasting rebuttal, Lloyd would release a couple of smaller sushis that pretty much covered the same thing. So what should have been one video entry turned into 7 videos. And Lloyd started doing this for every single rebuttal. Today, he is on sushi number 613. This means that out of Lloyd's 1.9 thousand videos, almost 1/3 of the videos are repeats. And with this oversaturation of content, Lloyd's original work tends to get drowned out in the sea of sushis. Lloyd's material is simply not getting the views he used to. And in his mind, this is due to the defamation campaign he has endured during the past year after his little scandal.
And because of all the vitriol leveled at me, exacerbated to some degree, I will admit, by my emotional, misguided attempts to defend my character and legacy, now I'm back on my own. Where there were 3, there is now just 1.
And I'm sure that scandal had some part to play with the decline in viewership, but I think the main reason he's getting less views is much more simple. There are more activists now. Lloyd no longer holds a monopoly over Exjw content he once held. Now we have more activists and content creators on YouTube, each one with a vastly different style of editing. There's much more to choose from. And frankly, Lloyd's rebuttal format has remained mostly unchanged since its inception. Play video, comment, play video, comment some more. And I'm not saying this serious style of editing is insufficient or wrong, it's his trademark after all. But it's not good for holding people's attention, especially in this TikTok age. Lloyd speaks slowly, takes long pauses, and frankly sometimes takes a long time to cover a single point. What Lloyd can say in an hour, another activist can cover in like 20 minutes and with more dynamic editing. Here's the thing, viewers only have a limited amount of time to devote to Exjw material. It's impossible that they watch everything and with every single activist. And when you oversaturate your channel with sushi rebuttals and make your videos as drawn out as possible, well, that doesn't really help your case. And I don't want this to come off as mean-spirited, haha, Lloyd boring, me funny kind of way. No, but if you refuse to change up your content every now and then and place an overemphasis on your own personal tribulations, I mean, you can't expect your audience to stick around forever. And I think it seems that Lloyd expected his channel to keep growing exponentially forever. He quit his job, he remodeled his studio, he hired an editor, you know, the gracious Tibor. Hell, he even created his own media corporation in Croatia, specifically made for Exjw content. But let me tell you a hard truth. It's kinda hard to swallow, so come on, get closer. Every single YouTube channel has a lifespan, mine included. My audience has been graceful enough to watch my shitty videos this past year, and I'm enjoying the work, but the Panda Tower channel will one day fall into irrelevancy. It's the way of the world. Decline in viewership is not surprising, but you can't blame it all on the defamation campaign. You have to reevaluate your content, try something new, and for God's sake, stop talking about yourself. We're both not that interesting, Lloyd Evans. You lost your studio, you lost your editor. Yeah, that blows, that sucks. But the good thing is that you don't need a fancy studio. And you don't need an editor to make videos. I do just fine with a laptop and a mic. The great thing about making Exjw content is that you will find an audience right away. So let's say you decide to start an Exjw channel today and release like one video, maybe talking about your life story, how you got out of the cult. Well, the cool thing is that the algorithm will push this video to the community and you may get like 5,000 views right off the bat. But the downside of focusing on Exjw content is that the target audience is very niche, very small. I mean, frankly, there are not that many people in the world interested in Jehovah's Witness, and much less interested in watching a JW broadcasting rebuttal. It's difficult for Exjw videos to get more than 20,000 views. Like, my views right now average like 10,000 views per video, which I'm super grateful, it's awesome. But the truth is, YouTube doesn't pay enough to sustain yourself. I mean, that's why I push Patreon and that's why I have a full-time job. I can't depend on YouTube to pay for my bills. When Lloyd started his channel, he expected to raise a family and rent a studio and hire an editor, only making Exjw content full-time. But that's really difficult. I'm only able to make videos consistently because of my Patreon supporters and because I work like everyone else. If I only relied on YouTube ad revenue, I would be out in the fucking streets. So Lloyd Evans, in case you're watching this, please, instead of lashing out at the community for your financial troubles, try doing something new with your content. It seems you still have a lot of supporters, but they want to make you see good content. They don't want to hear about your sex life, because every time you talk about your sex life, you just lose followers.
A brother sits on the lap of one of his male friends. Two brothers masturbate in front of each other, but without touching each other.
To say that Lloyd Evans' activism paved the way for the Exjw community would be an understatement. His videos are still a valuable part of the Exjw catalog, regardless of his own personal shortcomings. Lloyd's videos have also been very influential on my own channel as well, as you probably know. My own broadcasting rebuttals are directly inspired by his work. I just happen to add more shitty memes to them, but the basic format is the same.
And this sister wouldn't shout out.
Calling Tony Morris Uncle Tony, well, yeah, Lloyd started that. And I've also taken from other content creators over the years. Like that line I say at the end of every video, the one, stay away from the tower. Well, yeah, that's directly taken from an ex-Muslim activist, apostate prophet, when he says,
"For now, have a great day and stay away from Islam."
I'm a plagiarizer, I know. But the point is, our work is the product of the wider YouTube community. We all grow upon each other. Lloyd may have had a preeminence over the Exjw space, but not anymore, and that's awesome, because now we get to enjoy a whole array of new Exjw channels. Amazing people who are funny and creative and full of potential. You need the Exjw community, Lloyd, not the other way around. If you stop making videos speaking against Watchtower, someone else is gonna do it for you. And that also goes to me and to every Exjw activist who is feeling immortal or indispensable. None of us are indispensable here. Never take your audience for granted, and never, never think too much of yourself. I really wish Lloyd and his family the best, and I hope he can adjust to his new life, his new method of making videos, whatever he decides to do. I wish him the best. I wish him success because I think he still has a part in this Exjw community. He doesn't need to go away. But yeah, he definitely has to improve some things. And I say this not as an enemy, but as a fellow Exjw content creator. Lloyd, get your shit together. There's still a lot of work to do. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you with a whole year of experience in making videos. I know that's not too much, but well, hopefully you got a behind the scenes look at what goes on behind the Exjw community. No YouTube channel lasts forever. I make videos because I enjoy making them, and because there's like 7,000 of you lunatics who enjoy them as well. Thank you. But one day I will have to say goodbye, probably after being replaced by some other activist like Raccoon Tower or something, Coati Tower, I don't know. But for now, let's sit back and laugh together as we document the fall of the Watchtower in real time. Isn't that exciting? We're watching this religion implode. in real time. Thank you for watching, guys. Have an awesome day and stay away from the tower.
Anyway, that's all from me. I'll leave you once again with the puppies.